In this lesson, I want to talk to you a little bit about songwriting. I'm going to show you the riff, the main riff, from my song Hands Without Shadows. And the way I came up with this was kind of interesting because I like to write songs all different ways, but one of the ways I write is I just put on a recorder, whether it's a digital recording, whatever recording media you use, and I just play. And then I listen back, and it's amazing. Sometimes I can come up with 50 or 60% of an entire song by just jamming. And this song, Hands Without Shadows, has a main riff in it that sounds like this. 1, 2, 1, 2. That main riff is in 15 counts. It's in 15/8. And I didn't start writing it thinking, oh, I'm going to write it in 15/8. I just heard the riff that way, and that's the way it came out. 1, 2. What I do with this riff is I start off on the 6th string and play it in the key of F sharp, jump to the octave, then I jump to a flatted 7th, then I move to a flatted 5th. That's the first half, and then I do a kind of a question and answer, and the answer would be. And then the second time I play that, I add 16th notes to it. So I would go. I love playing in the key of F sharp minor. F sharp minor is really cool for a number of reasons. One, positioning wise on guitar, it's fantastic. You can play low, but you can use open strings, but you're not playing just in that first position. And obviously you can play it an octave higher, but you get that low E string where you can add to that and make it sound really evil and metal. What I do to play this riff is I hammer on from the E to the F sharp on the 6th string. But from that point on, when I play it fast, it's all alternate picking. So. When I play this riff, it's a combination of palm muting and a little bit of playing open strings. For example, when I hammer on, I really don't palm mute that, but when I do play and palm mute it, though, I think that it has a more aggressive and a more attack on there. When I'm playing this riff, the majority of it is palm muted, but when I do the pinched harmonic, then I have to take my hand off. So. What I've learned about music over the years, especially studying music theory and studying great composers, is that my idea of writing in weird time signatures or mixed meters, or we sometimes goof around and call it math rock, is not something that I think about beforehand. I usually come up with a riff and then because of my theory background, I can analyze it later. And so I didn't intentionally try to write a riff in 15/4. That's just the way I heard it. And I'm pretty sure that when, some of my favorite classic bands like King Crimson, when they would write riffs in 5/4, or the song Money by Pink Floyd in 7/4, I'm sure they didn't think about the time signature before they wrote it. So I just heard the riff like this. That's just the way I heard it. And then I listened back and said, well, what is that? In order to teach it to a drummer, I had to figure out how to explain it to him. And so that's what I did. I write the riff first, think about the time signature afterwards. Another example of using mixed meters in songs is a song that I wrote called I Do For You, and it's on my 2X Again CD. And what I do is, instead of just playing like a riff in notes, this is more of a riff with chords. And it's in the key of E. It's blues-based, but it uses a lot of chromatic tones, and the main body of the riff is in 7/4, and then there's a turnaround at the end that's a total of 9 counts. So you could consider it a measure of 4/4 and a measure of 5/4. The main riff sounds like this in 7/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then there's a turnaround that goes like this. So the main riff, complete with the 7/4 section and the 9/4 section, sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here is the first section slow in 7/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. To wrap things up, what I like to do when I write songs and use mixed meters is I find that I'll come up with a riff, and then I might want to add something, maybe towards the end, or add something to the riff, or possibly take something away from it to put it in a mixed meter so it's not in 4/4. So when you're writing riffs, try and think a little bit outside the box. Say you have something that's in standard 4/4, then maybe add a little extra part to that riff to maybe change it into a mixed meter, because so many songs, so many great songs, whether they're on the radio or from bands, have that and do mixed meters in their music.